J, and today we are going to be opening this package. Now, it's something that I purchased a couple of weeks ago that I was just like, I'm gonna hold out on opening this because I feel like this would be good to document. Now, before we get started, let me get you to go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, interact with me. I like interacting with you all. Go ahead and grab yourself something to drink. This is a mixture of some canned rosé and Me and the Bees lemonade, black owned. Okay, grab yourself something to drink because what I ordered is actually a journal, and I found it on TikTok. The creator is called The Soul Study. I'll insert a clip, but it's pretty much a journal to for self-therapy. For me, sometimes I get lost in my thoughts a lot, and so I could be journaling, but I will lose interest in it, or kind of just lose track of what it is that I was actually talking about to begin with. So I decided to buy this because I believe it comes with prompts and it's more structured, so I feel like that will help me focus when I am journaling. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open this. I'm glad I bought some scissors in here. Now, are these the right kind of scissors? No. Also, journal, black owned. Okay, black owned. Okay. Let me tell you something. This packaging is so nice and neat and crisp and clean. Okay, it says The Soul Study Self-Love Journal. So I'm gonna open this here. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. So yeah, let's see what this looks like. I really want to learn how to tie a bow like that. Okay, beautiful lavender color. I'm gonna read this to you. Buy it. This book is dedicated to the little girl who wanted to be an author when she grew up, but was discouraged by her speech. To the teenager who struggled with self-worth and abandonment. To the young adult who battled her insecurities daily. To the girl who danced with trauma, suffered in silence, yet laughed with anxiety. This book is dedicated to that little girl, the woman she became, the woman who raised and supported her through it all. For Patricia. Beautiful. So and I'm just trying to give you a quick cute preview. This is the table of contents here. Gives you an instruction on how to move forward in the book, or in the journal rather. Few passages. And again, like I said, ask me questions because my brain. Are you afraid to be vulnerable? When was the last time you allowed yourself to cry? Yeah, I definitely cannot wait to start writing this because I wanted to be more intentional about my journaling and focus. Now, this doesn't have to, it won't, for me at least, take the place of my kind of free and random thoughts, but I definitely wanted to add something else so I can compare notes and kind of just help combine them together so I can see where I need work. So go get this journal. It was $59. Let me see. The journal is $49.99, but because of the quality, a good hardback book, and you are on your journey to self-discovery, self-love, and self-healing, I think that this could be a good purchase for you. It's a long-term investment, so just think about it that way. And again, black owned, black creator, and it's called The Soul Study. I will link it in the description below. But moving on, I did state that I wanted to talk a little bit. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know that I had fibroid surgery recently, which I think is something that we don't really talk about enough. Fibroids are normally not cancerous. However, they are a bit of a nuisance. And I mean, they pretty much happen to all of us. Black women, I think, have probably a higher rate, but definitely most women probably have a fibroid or two. I had multiple fibroids and quite a few large ones that were causing my belly to protrude, almost like a beer belly. Now, let's not get crazy. I am a fit girl and proud of it, okay? This comes with the gut. Small portions will make me so gassy or feel so stuffed from digestion issues. I do think that it impacted the way that I was able to use the restroom as well. There was a lot of pressure just kind of sitting on my uterus. Wasn't going as frequently in terms of movements. So it was a lot for me specifically, and also with trying to find birth control because initially I was treating my fibroids with birth control. I've had like 4 or 5 different birth controls in the past 2 years. I know that it sounds strange or just like not really the smartest idea, but when I tell you my periods were so bad, like I would be exhausted, short-tempered, and you could blame it on the fact that I am a Taurus if you believe in that kind of thing. But really planning my day-to-day, especially before I started working from home, it was kind of a task to plan around my cycles because you just really never know what you're gonna get. Yeah, it was like the clotting. Girl, if you have been having cycles, if you are someone who has cycles, you know exactly what I'm talking about. From cramps, like I said, some of us get nauseous. I don't get that, but my cramps were really bad. And also the just how much blood I was losing. It made me anemic, and I hadn't even realized it until like my last year when I was in my apartment. And also they can cause complications with your pregnancy if you're interested in becoming a mother. Of course, again, plenty of women never have a procedure and they have healthy pregnancies, but for some it can cause complications depending on the size of them. You want to make sure that your baby has a space to grow and breathe properly, you know. Just something to be aware of. I started my cycle when I was 12 and I gained a lot of weight between 19 and like 22. There's no real way of telling exactly when the fibroids grew and became a big problem, but I did notice like my first year living alone, I got this really bad craving for ice. Never thought anything of it. Child, I just was eating ice straight for 2 years and I never thought that it had to do with anything. So then I moved back home. I have to go to the hospital all the time, like random thing, like in terms of like just bleeding way too long and way too much. Like I just was in the hospital December a lot. They never really actually fixed the problem. Every time I went to the doctor, they just kept suggesting that I either get on a different birth control or have the surgery. So I had to come to terms with it. I've never had surgery before. I've never really needed to be in the hospital. It's just I haven't always been in a space where a doctor was more convenient than the hospital. And plus, like, I be wanting to get seen right then and there. Okay, I'm gonna go to the hospital if I don't do anything else. Yeah, I found out that there was just a lot of fibroids, and the best thing for me, especially in my childbirthing years, although I am not interested in having children right now, I do not want that option to be taken away, and I want to put myself in a position to have the best possible chance for a healthy, breathing, bouncing baby, if I decide. However, your world is on birth control and that ain't gonna happen no time soon. So I went on and decided to have the surgery. So it's been about 3 weeks now, maybe 4. I had it June 6th. When I tell you I was so scared, oh my gosh. Have y'all ever been to the hospital? Raise your hand, comment, and let me know if you've ever had surgery before, if that's something that you want to share, obviously, and how that experience was for you and what age were you, if you don't mind. At first I was like, girl, this ain't nothing. People have surgery all the time. But then because of the way that I think, I was like, oh girl, I have never relinquished this much power to anybody else. And that's the part that started to freak me out, because I'm like, where is your brain gonna go? Are you gonna be thinking about good things? Are you gonna, like, because you don't know what type of dreams you're gonna have when you fall asleep. So in my head, I'm like, damn, if somebody else put me to sleep, imagine how deep and how far into my mind I could go. Well, I don't know where I went. All I remember is somebody saying, yeah, I'm just gonna adjust you here real quick And baby, next thing you know, I was waking up shivering, asking them if I could go pee. But it was a cool experience. Again, I was really nervous, but it's kind of routine for, like I said, most women. Another thing that really kind of helped calm me down, my doctor and all of the people who were helping, they were all women. And then we had 2 black girls that came in, anesthesiologists. They were really kind, very efficient, very informative. When they came in, and this is no shade, but women, black women specific, you know how important it is for us to see ourselves, especially in cases like this where, you know, it could be something life-threatening. It's very just calming and heartwarming to see black women. So they came in, like I said, they were very informative and kind. I was at ease. Of course, I do have the support of my family. We're all women. It's just all women. I was about to go deep, but all my aunts they were either there with me. So I had 2 aunts with me, and then 2 kind of just on call for when I made it home. It was a very quick procedure, and this is just for anybody who is suffering with fibroids and is thinking about getting the surgery. Listen, if you have really good insurance, I suggest you use it. Listen, when they quoted me my price for what I owed, I could not do anything but praise God. I said, what you say? How much is it? Glory. So yeah, it was on the 6th of this month at 7:30. So I had to be there for 5:30. I could pretty much do everything that I wanted to do except eat. I couldn't eat until the next day. So I could eat all the way up until 12 a.m. the day before, basically. I had to drink Gatorade, but it's not anything that, like a lot of surgeries, you do have to prep, I think, very seriously for. But for this one, I just needed to bathe with a specific wash, which is Hibi Cleanse. Oh girl, when I tell you it ain't giving nothing, no soap suds, I was like, am I using this right? Am I clean? I can't tell. I cannot tell. I might be like, dang, it don't smell like nothing, it don't look like nothing. Honestly, you might think that you're still dirty if you use it. But it's right down at the Walgreens. If you ever have to go, it's not that expensive. I think it was about like $20 to $25. If that. If you were into anything else, 24 hours before you have your surgery. Really get to know your doctor, because I know that can be tough for women, just kind of getting comfortable. But do not lie to your doctor. Do not lie to your doctor. Be very honest. My doctor knows everything that goes inside of me and that comes out of me, because girl, I ain't got no shame. Not about stuff like that. Let me know. What you say I need to do what? Okay, I'll stop. Cause I'm just, girl, just trying to be cautious. Find yourself a good OBGYN. If you have the means to do so, definitely look into it. I wouldn't say wait on, especially if I'm 31. If you are in my age group, if you are looking to, you know, take advantage of these being your best years for birthing, even if you don't get the surgery, definitely check and see if there are some I guess more natural ways to cope with the fibroids. I looked into that. I've also asked medical professionals. This is what I decided to do for myself, because this is just what felt best for me. If you're not there yet, whether it be due to lack of trust or you're just genuinely afraid, or both, definitely do some Googling and see if you can come up with some things that might help in a more natural way. A little bit about the surgery. I have 6 holes in my body. Very small incisions. It's not like a C-section or anything like that where they have to do a whole line. It's incisions, however many they feel like they need to do. So I have 5, and 1 specifically in my belly button. Now I've had my navel pierced twice, so to me I think the area is a little bit irritated, but other than that, get you some triple medicated Neosporin or HEB brand Neosporin, which is what I got because they didn't have the Neosporin that I wanted. Get that, and it's gonna help close and seal those wounds off, or those incision areas off. I did have to stay out for like 2.5, well really 3 weeks. Like I said, this is my first time back talking and or doing a video. So yeah, it's been about 3 weeks. I go back to work tomorrow. It'll be the first time where I'm like really pushing my body to see if I can sit up for 8 hours, or yeah, 8 hours somewhat straight, as we only have 3 breaks from work. We'll see. They didn't think that I needed any restrictions because of the type of work that I do, so hopefully tomorrow I am both mentally and physically ready. But that's pretty much it. Definitely think it's something to look into if you're interested. But thank you for tuning in. I done chatted you up enough. Like I said, leave me a comment, subscribe, like, share. I definitely want to interact with you guys more, and I know I probably said this before, but definitely am here to chat. Your drink, let me check this a little bit. It's week 3, so I can have a little bit of drink. It's not even really that serious. Oh, it's 13%. Okay, this probably gonna be, I don't really feel nothing, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Get yourself a planner. If you fear you are an adult with ADHD and cannot focus, this definitely helps me. And get a journal. I think that this can help you, especially again if you are someone who kind of gets lost in your thoughts very frequently. I suggest this journal to you, and I will link everything in the description below. But thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in my next video.